Okay, let's imagine I'm a parent who wants to understand the sleep and improve the sleep of a child. First of all, how do I know that my baby sleeps well? Because as you said that all babies are different, they might need different amount of sleep during the day and night. But generally, how do you know that my baby sleeps well enough?
We would look at red flags, as we call them, because it's not just whether they sleep well, but you also want to see whether there is a sleep disorder that maybe influences their sleep. So you would look at things like whether they're snoring at night, and I mean snoring for a longer period on every nap, on every sleep, both day and night, not just at night. And you would look into whether they have restless legs, like they're moving a lot, or if they're older, whether they're complaining that they cannot relax their legs. You would look into things like allergies or gastroesophageal disorder, GERD, whether this maybe makes them feel uncomfortable. Then you would look at the whole how your child is presenting. So are they growing well? Are they developing as they should? Do they follow their milestones? Do they look generally happy or content? Or do you have a baby that's always fussy and they're not interested in any sort of play? They're not looking at you if you're trying to get their attention, stuff like that. So if your child is generally content, grows well, develops well, they drink well, milk and solids, if they have started solids. Other red flags, you can assume that your baby is sleeping well.
Aspa, is there anything else that you feel is important to share with parents about the baby sleep that I didn't ask, for example, but you want to mention?
I would say the most important thing I would say is that parents shouldn't feel guilty for responding to their children. I know many do, but they shouldn't feel guilty. And they should also listen to their instinct when it comes to what they will do for their families. It's fine reading all the information in the world, but in the end of the day, you are at home with your child. Nobody knows this child better than you. And nobody lives your life, so they don't know your circumstances. And when you look back, I want you to be happy with the choices you made. So chances are, if you follow your instinct, you will be happy because you will feel like you did what felt good for you, what felt right. Whereas if you follow other advice from friends, family, a sleep coach, even me, or a book or whatever, and you are not doing it consciously because you feel like it is something that fits your life and your values and your parenting style, then you might regret that. So just keep everything that suits you, like you do with clothes, and throw away everything else that doesn't.
Thank you so much, Aspa. I feel on a personal level that when I was raising, when my child was small enough and I felt he was not sleeping enough and I was sort of obsessed with the sleep, I definitely overworked this topic with him, overstressed it for myself and for him. I was trying to do this, like putting him in bed, trying to calm him down, like staying with him. He was crying. It lasted for a couple of months, and then I decided I don't want to do it anymore.
There's so much information out there, whether you want to sleep train or not sleep train, or respond or not respond. I myself knew that I want to nurse my baby. I was convinced that nursing to sleep is fine. But every time I saw an article saying sleep training works, or if you don't sleep train, this and this will happen, I was always trying to find, what if they're right? This thought that they might be right and you are doomed was so very overwhelming to feel. So that's why I say now to parents, just look at your child, because even with responsive methods, I was at some point where I was feeding my daughter every time she made a noise. And then I realized she was acting out and angry because she didn't need to be fed. She was just making a noise. So, like, you have to look at your child, and being responsive means I'm curious about why is my child showing this? What do they need from me? And then I respond to this need as my child needs.
That's true.
No rules.
Yeah. Rules, no rules.
Rules, no rules.